Hi everybody, Alan here, aka the Sad Old Git. Today I'm doing something completely new. I'm going to take you on a tour of what I would consider to be an abandoned cemetery. It's situated in Rugby. It's called Clifton Road Cemetery. I discovered it when I was fulfilling photo requests on findagrave.com. Most of the graves here are sadly really old, very much uncared for, and in some cases are completely and utterly unreadable. For example, this section here, this is section L as per the map. I received a request from somebody on findagrave.com to look for a grave. I walked all the way around this section, but unfortunately, whilst there's quite a few headstones here, a lot of them are just now completely unreadable. Some of them are literally, hundreds of years old, and as you can see, they are at the point where they are, uncared for, unloved, not really getting any visitors. But in, I suppose, in a bit of a, you could say, a weird sort of way, to me this makes them just that little bit more interesting. And this is why I wanted to do this video. So yeah, this is section L right here. Just a quick disclaimer, just to advise, a lot of the ground around here is quite uneven. If by some chance I do have a fall, providing I don't hurt myself or worse, I won't bother editing a video, we'll just leave it in and you can just laugh at me. So let's go across here. To the best of my knowledge, there's nobody famous in this cemetery, but there's a few interesting graves, and if I find them I will show you accordingly. So we're still in section L, as I say, somewhere out here there is a photo request, but unfortunately I'm not able to fulfill it, as the graves are readable, unfortunately aren't the one that I'm looking for. So we've got one here, look, that unfortunately appears to have collapsed. I'm not going to walk all the way over, I'm just going to quickly show you what we're dealing with. There's a few that are in quite decent condition, but generally sadly completely gone at this stage. The thing I like about this cemetery is you get a lot of wildlife here as well. Sometimes there's a really friendly cat that follows me around when I'm doing my thing. There's currently 15 photo requests outstanding. I have been here quite a lot, but it's a bit like a needle in a haystack, if I'm honest with you. There we go, so that's there, and then we go just round here. This one's here just under this tree. Some of these graves are incredibly old, 100 years or more. As I'm walking, I'm just trying to look for some of the more interesting ones. I've got that one there, unfortunately, again, completely gone, I'm afraid to say. And that one there as well. Such a shame, really, in many ways. This one here, look. 1910 and 1944 respectively. You can see that one or not, 1909. I think this is 32 maybe at the bottom there. Incidentally, this, I think this is possibly section B, if I remember right from the map. Again, there was a photo request for this very section. I walked up and down quite a bit, but I sadly wasn't able to fulfill the request, so apologies for that. But if anything changes, of course, I'll happily update those photos. There's one here, you can just about see the name Jane on it. I mean, really, at the most, every time people really come here these days, there's a little chapel over the back there that only opens at certain times. But mainly, most people you get here are either people like myself doing photos or walking the dogs, may I say. That's the only real use this cemetery gets, I'm afraid. The one that's completely collapsed there as well. don't want to walk over them, so I'm going to just go around here. I do find this both a little bit sad, but also really interesting at the same time. Just thinking about the history behind this place, the age of some of these. Oops, see, nearly fell then. Over here, it's got, I'm guessing this is like a family tomb, family plot perhaps. Yeah. Not a huge amount of room to move between these, so I'm going to head back this way. In 1913. I can't quite read, I think it's in 1911 maybe. And we've got one here that's, you can just about make out the name on it. It's totally collapsed. And that one's just unreadable. If you ever want to make a horror movie here in Rugby, based in a cemetery, this is the perfect place. So it nearly fell over again. You're all going to get a good laugh at some point when I go falling. So if I don't fall into a grave. And that would make an interesting video, I must admit. Imagine walking through here at night. Wasn't for copyright, I'd put Thriller over the top of this, but unfortunately you're not allowed to. And then I'm not going to walk the entire length. I'm just going to do a quick glimpse of this section here, see just how many graves there are. One right next to us, 1884 to 1927, almost 100 years. I'm sure I just saw a dog a few minutes ago. Okay, just under here. Definitely a dog right at the back there, so there's going to be a dog walking around here somewhere. That's exactly what I mean. Every time people really come here these days, I think. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you over the other side of the cemetery and we'll see what we can find over there. So I've moved over to the other side. I was actually fortunate enough, somewhere in the middle of here, I did find one of the graves that was requested on Find a Grave. It's a difficult find, not going to lie. I could just about make out two of the names on it, which enabled me to actually fulfil the request. But yes, so many of these are just so unreadable these days. I could have walked past them a dozen times and not realised it. I think there's 15 requests currently outstanding at the moment. And then over here I've got some random headstones. I'm guessing have been taken from graves and just kind of placed up this side here. Let's see if I can see back here or not, I'm not sure. Yes. There's a bit going on back here, but obviously I'm not going to climb back there and look too deeply. Just all that lot there. Actually got a couple right in the middle there that do still get visitors. Just have a quick look over this side. This side here, just a quick glance over there. Look, you can see nature's taken over rather a lot over there. There's a few there. You can see that all that's kind of just in the bush. I was going to try and look inside the chapel, which I'll bring you to shot in a second, but I think there are people going in there. Obviously, I don't want to. There's a man over there walking his dog, so we won't disturb him. I see the chapel in the background there. I'm not going to get too close because I think it's entirely possible there are people in there, and obviously the last thing I want to do is go walking in there with a camera and disturb anybody. So we've got another Commonwealth War grave there. Just a quick glance over here. What I'll do in a second is I'll shut the camera off and I'll walk over to the other side so I don't get this man in the shot. Okay, so fresh from eating a very friendly dog, I've just walked over to this section here. I wanted to share this one with you. Look at that. That is just fascinating. A few old ones. Again, some of them in quite poor states of repair, unfortunately. I am going to try and get over to the middle section in a few minutes. We've got these ones here, sadly, not in the best of health. Nature has completely taken over that one. And then these. (1876, 1898, 1894). There's one over here that looks quite interesting. Get a little bit closer. There's a lot of holes in this ground, so you can see that all right. I think it says 1879, the first person that's on there. Is that 1906, I think it says. This place really would make a brilliant filming location for some kind of horror film, you know, like Night of the Living Dead kind of type thing. this one. I've just noticed this one here. Look at that. These ones have just been taken over by nature. (1888). Family in that one just at the back there. (1882). One just at the corner there. So I wanted to quickly share this one. This is the Brooks family plot. Now, if you know poetry, you'll recognise that name, Rupert Brooke. Famous poet, born and raised here in Rugby. There's a school named after him, possibly a street or two named after him as well. Now, he's not actually buried here. I believe he died in World War I and he's buried abroad, so that's more of just like a memorial marker. But this is his family plot regardless. Yeah, just wanted to share that. So yeah, like I say, right here in Rugby, there is the Rupert Brooke School named after him. And then the last one I really wanted to have a quick look at, there's this one here. It's not massively readable. The first time I came to this cemetery, I bumped into a gentleman taking photographs. We got talking and he advised me that this particular person here, I can't remember the full story now, but he's somehow related to historic British royalty. I believe he's a distant relative. I think it was King Charles I, maybe. Apparently the name Fitzroy is synonymous with kind of military service. I think it was naval services perhaps. And there's some of his relatives here as well. I'm not going to lie, I haven't done any research at all, if I'm honest with you, so I'm kind of going in a bit blank because I'm struggling to remember what the guy was. You've got Colonel Philip Fitzroy there, that might be the one who's talking about actually. But apparently these people, this name in general, if you research it, apparently has a lot to do with the kind of naval armed services of that time and British royalty. So I just found that interesting, just wanted to share it. And then I'm just going to do this last section. I'm just literally just going to walk around now. I will try not to bore you too much with my West Midlands Dorset tones. We'll just have a nice look around. If I see anything interesting, I'll comment on it. Otherwise, please enjoy the view. So it's an Orthodox church. I've only ever seen it open once, in all honesty. Just a bit of a local interest grave here for rugby. This is the grave of George Anthony Fenwick. There is a street named after him, Fenwick Drive, and a memorial to him as well, not too far away. I don't know a huge amount about him. I believe he may be maybe something to do with the council or something. But yeah, just thought I'd share that one. And then just here we've got another Commonwealth War grave. And this lady was an OBE and this gentleman was a CBE, which is quite interesting. Yeah, there we go. I think that's probably covered as much of this place as I can anyway. Hopefully it's been quite interesting. If you are somebody that, like myself, finds cemeteries, fascinating, hopefully you've enjoyed this. If you're ever in the rugby area, and again, you're somebody who finds cemeteries and history interesting, and you've got time on your hands, I really recommend you pop down here and check this place out. There's way too much for me to try and cover in one video, and I'm aware that this video is quite long, even after editing. Hopefully you found it interesting. There is a very large husky dog being walked in here, but I'm not going to zoom in because it won't be fair on the owner. I will do some more of these in the future. Please feel free to leave a like and a comment. You can just see right in the distance there the cat. Otherwise, yeah, I will see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching.